everyone, and welcome back to the Unlucky Charms. I'm Sonny, I'm here with Dizzy and Girk, and we have our special guest today, Adam. Welcome to the podcast, Adam. It's great to have you.
It's a pleasure to be here.
Thank you very much. Before we hop into the main body of the podcast, Dizzy has something a little bit different for us. Instead of the Irish phrase of the day, we're going to have a little bit of a jokey joke.
A dark joke. Everyone has a dark sense of humour, lads. This one is actually hilarious. When does a joke become a dad joke? When it leaves you and never comes back.
Oh.
So yeah, that's just my really offensive joke of the day.
Very nice. And Adam, give our viewers a little bit about you. Where have you come from? Why are you here? Probably because I asked you to.
Look, I'm from Kilkenny. I was born in Waterford, but I've lived down in Kilkenny my whole life. It's not too far away from here. I'm in Kilmacow. It's literally like 10 minutes outside Waterford.
We know Kilmacow.
So I've pretty much lived in Waterford my whole life anyway. Because I've been I went to my primary school obviously in Kilmacow.
Yeah.
But secondary school was in the Abbey. And then I started getting to know people hanging out in town. So now I moved out, I think about 5 years ago. And I've been living out in Ferrybank ever since. And I've gotten to know a lot of people, including you.
Oh, yeah. So, other than like where you grew up, what are your main interests?
Well, I'm a huge dork. I used to like to think so. Like growing up, I've always been watching stuff with my dad, and now I kind of, I love drama, love action, but I've really come to love kind of characters, especially. Like I love being able to individualize a personality and look at them and see what makes them tick. Like Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul, I've been like watching so many analysis videos and it's like mind-blowing.
Like what drives a person to behave a certain way.
You even see like their physical kind of reactions based on different emotions, or if they're lying, like their little ticks.
Breaking Bad was a really good show.
Oh, it was fantastic.
If you had one thing about yourself that is what makes you tick, what's one thing that makes you tick? Like either positively or negatively.
I think I can't stand people being too loud.
Really?
I can't stand loud spaces. Like I hate going out.
Yeah.
If it's like student night and like factories rocking, Casbah is packed, like I'm just like I'll have a couple of drinks and go.
Yeah.
I won't stay out longer and kind of have a little more fun. I can't stand.
So you're not a nightclub person,
And I don't like when people are like actively like big groups of lads. Like I've been around them my whole life, but I've like kind of never really liked the environment. It's just where I've been because I'm also a lad. So
It's true.
It's a knock-on effect kind of thing.
It's kind of funny that you don't like the loud spaces of people considering you're a musician.
Yeah, I mean with music it's different, But even the music I listen to in my own time is pretty peaceful and kind of relaxing. I try to keep it that way.
Yeah. And how do you find sometimes then if you're like interacting with people who might be more into punk or like I listen to you play and I think that you're a wonderful player. You're amazing and like I feel like your style and your personality comes out in your music. But I know that from some of the people that might play in similar spaces as you, they could be polar opposites. Like, what is your coping mechanism for situations like that?
Well, I believe with music, even if it doesn't pertain to you, you should appreciate it for what it is. And I can hear if something's well made. And like I'm not a metal guy at all, but I actually really like Metallica. And that'd be kind of one of the bands that I'd be like, yeah, I can listen to that if someone put it on. But when it comes to other musicians, it's tough because especially, I mean, Max.
Yes.
He is big metalhead and he loves that distortion. And I'm like, you gotta hear me, man. I'm so quiet compared to you. I'm just trying to
like they listen to like Slipknot, Cannibal Corpse.
Yeah. Like I'm breaking my hands by how hard I'm hitting the keys, just trying to get as loud to it. Oh, it's crazy. But I think just effective communication between each other will sort it out.
Yeah, I think once you have common understanding and once there's like, because even with the three of us, I know doing a podcast is different to making music, but you still have to collaborate and like each one of us has a different interest or something that we might have a different view on things. But once you can talk and have understanding, you can kind of create anything.
Oh yeah, like creativity is the core of all social aspects,
That's true actually. If you don't have trail and if you don't have what's the other one? Is it novelty?
Yeah.
and creativity, you end up living a very monotonous life.
Yeah.
Like even your Instagram page is full of creativity and aesthetics, and like if anybody wants to find you online or you feel comfortable giving out a handle,
Yeah.
we'll put it in the description
Hey, for
box.
sure, yeah.
But is there anybody in your life that you would attest to, like being like, this person is why I'm the way I am, or they influence me a lot
I suppose
creatively?
creatively, okay.
Yes.
God, honestly, my jazz teacher.
Yeah.
Because every time I go into him, it's like a little slice of heaven for like 50 minutes. And he's just so expressive. But it's because he is a jazz musician. He's such a character. Like, it's gotten to the point where it went from professional to where it's like going into one of the boys and like having a beer or something. You know, it's a little experience of its own, but he is so intelligent and so creative. And his only problem is he's too good. Because he tries to teach me so many things in such little time, like, I can't keep up. But because of him, like, the way I've played and the way I understand music just from looking at a piano is so much different than how it was a year ago.
Yeah. So he's shaped where you are now, and like, what's your favorite thing he's taught you? That's a good question. Either musically or
Top of the back.
if I do say so myself.
I think 2-5-1, which is the standard jazz chord progression. So the second chord, fifth chord, first chord, and the way you play it on a piano essentially is you're making it as easy as possible. So you can literally do it with moving your hand only twice instead of over to a different position.
Mm-hmm.
So for a whole year now, I've been using the same chords. So it sounds the same, but I'm approaching it in so many different ways and just thinking of how things sound and trying different ideas, literally just because of one idea that he showed me. And even from our little lessons that I've shown you the same thing, but we've made it different every time.
For our viewers who don't know, I'm under the process of taking piano lessons myself, and
This is Adam.
This is Adam.
Piano Adam. Oh.
Yeah. That's a sound connect.
It's all good.
Yeah.
But no, it's fascinating to delve into the world of music, and that, like, we're at the stage now where you'll never listen to it all.
No.
You know what I mean? You could try to learn it all, not a hope, but like by the end of it, you're going to be like the Gandhi of music.
But music is always something new.
Oh yeah.
And it's definitely always generational. I mean, 300 years ago, you have like Baroque era stuff. 100 years ago, you have jazz and swing starting to come in, and it's kind of, jazz is the result of the social pressures a lot of cultures faced during the 1900s. Like, black jazz musicians basically shaped the entire foundation for how modern jazz sounds now.
Yeah, like all of our music, a lot of people say that creativity comes from a place of suffering or like
depression.
Yeah, and it can even, maybe a better way of looking at it is not that it comes from depression, but that it can grow out of depression.
Yeah.
You find joy in dark spaces like that because we find out what we like by contrast.
Some of the best music has come from like some of the artists like Darkest Days. Do you know, like some of their best music has come when they've said it in a time where they were like, I'm not going through the best time, and they've produced some really good music.
One of my favorite classical pieces is Opening in G minor, number 27 by Chopin, and it was written, I think, during the war that Poland was in. It might have been a civil war, I'm not too sure, but essentially it was to reflect his emotion. And it's like, I literally cried to the song so many times. It's that beautiful. And I love how music is the most unique medium because it makes you feel things purely through sound.
Yeah.
Not through what someone says, but purely just by an instrument.
It's all vibrations. Like, even when we speak, how we pick up tone, how we perceive things. Like, even if a firework goes off, how we feel based on how large the aftershock is. That music is the same. Like, I can't be in the studio around loads of loud musicians if I'm walking down a staircase or like going out of a door somewhere and there's a step, and if there's a really loud riff, I can't walk. It's like my entire body will just stop, and it's like, what do I do now?
Sometimes you don't notice the effect that loud music can have, because each time I practice there, I come out, my ears are like ringing. I'm like, Jesus.
Yeah.
I didn't expect that.
It's like it sounded somewhat normal while I was in there.
Yeah.
Now going out is like dead silence or something.
Or you're in a nightclub and the vibrations off the floor when you're just walking along, you're like, oh, that's too intense. Like, just because of the music and all the people hopping as well.
I'd love to know what impact that had on you, like physiologically. Like, have you noticed a difference in yourself, health-wise or physically, since you started playing more?
I think mentally, it's a great resource to be able to express yourself when you might not have anyone to go to.
Yeah, and you can't talk.
But physically, it's kind of messed up my hearing a little bit. But other than that, I think I take every positive I can from all the music that I play.
Well, I think one good news I can give you is Specsavers do free hearing tests. But I know I definitely agree with you that music can be an outlet. Like, have either of you experienced any like points in your life that you've used music to either communicate to other people how you feel or to communicate to yourself how you feel?
Yeah, definitely. When I'm depressed, I listen to a lot of Eminem.
Yeah,
like some of his really dark stuff. Yeah, and it oddly picks me up when I listen to depressing songs. When I'm depressed, it really does pick me up rather than listen to a really like Pharrell Williams like Happy. Like that song just doesn't cut it when I'm depressed. It has to be a bit of like Eminem or you know, some of Green Day's stuff as well is really good for when I'm depressed. Like
I creaky chair. Sorry, listeners, viewers, but no, I think like I appreciate all music. I love all music, as long as it's good music.
Of course.
But the thing is that sometimes people are playing the wrong type of music at the wrong time. Now hear me out, right? Hear me out, right?
Okay.
Eminem, you know Cinderella Man?
Don't think so.
It's one of his harder, punchy, you know, boom, boom. So if you were to go to the gym and lift weights or something, that would be a fantastic song because it's very punchy.
Or lose yourself.
Yeah, or lose yourself. I wouldn't listen to Louis Capaldi
before you go
deadlifting my newest PR, like, you know. You know, so I think, and then sometimes people get into, oh, I only like Billie Eilish or I only like Louis Capaldi or, look, the music is amazing. It's incredible. It's beautiful, right? But fuck's sake, man, you need to go to work. Why do you make yourself tear up before you go into your shift? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I prefer to be listening to something that's like, get up and go.
I think it's beautiful because it's so personal.
Yeah.
Because it depends on what you're doing, what you're feeling.
Situational, 100%.
You'll exactly like think about what kind of music you want to listen to when you're doing something specific. So you get to plan out and kind of enjoy it a little more because it's like, it's almost like the climax once you're mid-activity with like the best part of the song you like the most. That's
it's like
so great.
I hope the bread pops up from the toaster. Exactly when the drum beat drops, you know.
Like when I'm cleaning, I listen to Queen.
Yeah,
I want to break free.
You'd feel like you're in a movie if the right song matches with the right situation.
Yeah,
and then there's kind of just this general flow to your day. Like one thing we noticed is that if you go into somebody's house and like, especially if there's not a lot of light or if they themselves are kind of a in-between monotone person, music makes all the difference. Because if you don't have music, some people hate silence. Some people just can't sit in it.
Yeah.
So they have to have something playing.
Yeah.
And I think it can change how you interact with people as well.
I agree, yeah. Like, it's nice to just have something on the background even if you're not focused on it because you won't notice the effects it has on your mood. Like, I love to listen to just quiet piano tracks.
Yeah.
When I'm about my day, if I'm in my room working on something.
Fantastic for
great.
Focus. And jazz has been scientifically proven to improve mood. So like one of the reasons people started playing jazz was because it reduced the number of fights. Think of it like people aren't going to be punching each other in the face if they're having a dance.
That's true.
Well, you know, a good soundtrack to a good fight is always nice as well. Don't stop me now. It's such a good time. You know?
Actually, have you had any conflicts in your time with music that you've been like, this could have been avoided if we played the right song?
As in the song specifically?
Yeah, or you feel like music could have changed it?
That's a tough question. Like moments in time or specifically playing?
Up to you.
I hated, like, I wish that secondary school teachers would understand how to approach people, and especially students who are interested in music, towards music, because I thought they were useless. There was one teacher in there that was very good for 1 year because she was a substitute.
Yeah.
And she revolutionized that 1 year, and it was the greatest time of music I ever had in that school. But the next year, the original teacher came back, and like, it's so static and boring, and you might not want to, like, they're like, okay, everybody, let's sing. It's like, I don't sing. I don't want to sing.
Yeah.
I don't want to start singing in front of people that I don't know. You know, it's not in me, and I'm not practiced in it.
Yeah.
So I'm not any good at it. So why are you making me, you're forcing me to do this? I'm uncomfortable. It's like, I had that in school, and it kind of demotivated even my kind of passion towards studying music at that time. Like, I was less interested.
It's a big, like, teachers and coaches put huge expectations on people, and depending on the expectation depends on how the person will perform. So like, by your music teacher trying to put you all on the same footing, like, and trying to be fair, it can be good, but like, you can't, like, fair doesn't mean equal.
Yeah.
Fair is supposed to be individualized. That's like saying, can a cat, dog, a frog and a fish all climb the same tree? Like, absolutely not. Two of them don't even have feet. Do you know what I mean? Like,
and like, putting someone in a really uncomfortable situation is not going to show them, is not going to bring out them in the best light either, because if you're uncomfortable, you're not going to be confident. It's not going to bring out confidence in yourself, especially like, if it's a very uncomfortable situation with people you don't necessarily like. Either, like, my secondary school didn't even have music until I was 4 years in. It wasn't a subject until the principal's daughter came in and wanted music, so they brought it in as a subject. So there wasn't even any option to do music in my school.
That's a shame.
yeah, you could have been jamming in a ukulele somewhere in a field in a festival by now.
Yeah.
If they you know, if
But they
only
suppressed that part of
yeah.
me. Gark, let me tell you, didn't do me any favours.
Now, bar, I think a keyboard or a piano is an obvious one, but bar that, if you were to bring 3 things with you on a desert island, what would you bring with you?
Ooh.
That's a tough one.
Yeah, what can't Adam do without? He's gonna run out eventually, but what would you like? What would you like initially there?
so not for like long term survival, just so I can
Non-perishables.
I suppose guitar, because I would like to learn to play guitar somewhat. So if I could distract myself, I'm also hearing music and learning something. So actively kind of prolonging insanity, you know.
I suppose my first one would be water.
Water, yeah. Well, like, hey, I've watched a couple of Bear Grylls. Like,
You know, say no more. Yeah. But yeah, that's one.
Okay.
2 more.
That's a tough one now, because the second one's like, it has to be something important.
Yeah.
I think maybe like a knife, you know, a machete or something.
That's true, actually.
Yeah.
No one ever thinks about bringing weapons. They're like toothpaste or this type of chocolate or drink. And you're like,
Why do you care what your teeth looks like? You're on a desert island by yourself.
Let the salt water do its work.
yeah.
Well, a knife, yeah, I mean, you need to be able to kind of cut through anything,
Yeah,
you know,
sure.
coconut, you know.
What if you end up like your man in that movie where his arm gets stuck in a wall?
Ooh,
Then you
127 hours.
Thank you.
yeah.
Then
James
you really need a knife.
Yeah. Oh, I hope I won't be in that position though.
Oh, not either.
Yeah, same here. Like, that would just be awful.
I couldn't do it.
I won't be able to do it.
Oh,
yeah.
okay,
I'd
so-
stay there and die.
Guitar, knife.
I suppose
Why doesn't anyone say another companion? I'd bring another person.
I was actually going to suggest if you wanted to
That's
next
like a cop-out.
stage.
Yeah, that is a cop out. Hello, but I could bring one.
Food for 6 months if you don't get on.
Mm.
Oh, I'm only after realising.
See, I'm trying to be fair.
Yeah.
I'm trying to be fair and not make it like, oh, I'm going to bring like the best things ever. Like, I bring most practical, so.
Because otherwise it'd be sunny.
Okay, yeah. And also a guitar, okay, maybe that's not practical.
Yeah, but
that's what I
firewood,
want.
strings, there's a lot of things you could do.
Exactly. So a knife, and then I think like just a big spool of rope.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Just because you could use rope for everything.
Because if all else fails,
Yeah.
I
Create a
think
little hammock.
yeah.
I think you could rely on trash as well. Like, the oceans are filled with stuff now. So, like, we watched Bear Grylls brought high income earners and low income earners to this island in the Pacific where they had to stay a month, and if they stayed a month they got a certain amount of a cash prize.
Right.
And they had suitcases with them and they had survival supplies. But a lot of them to build like huts and tents to sleep in.
Is that Naked and Afraid?
No,
that's not.
I don't think so. I don't know what it's called, but
Sounds like a different kind of.
yeah, it's like a different kind of survival show. But they just used tarps that washed in, or like bits of rope, or they found like even to cook on. They found it wasn't tinfoil; it was like a piece of an old. Are you okay there?
Just chilling with the mascot.
Yeah. A piece of an old ship or an old plane.
Right.
I couldn't think of the word for plane.
So just waiting on the ocean to provide little bits
Yeah,
and pieces.
I mean, like, it's your environment. You probably have to make use of it somehow. I wouldn't last on a desert island, I don't think.
I suppose you'd have to go around the beach at first and then inwards to kind of get started.
The first thing I do is explore.
Yeah.
I'm going
The
to
first thing I do is scream, help! Help!
Wilson!
Find a beach ball, draw a face on it, make it your friend.
Yes.
Step one.
Step one.
Speaking of Castaway, what is your favourite movie? Classic.
Oh, Smooth.
Inglorious Bastards.
Oh,
Very
Best
good.
film.
Fantastic.
I love it.
I haven't seen it,
Oh.
so
you're
I
missing
have
it.
to watch it. That's what I'll be doing
Shame.
tonight. That's my
Great
homework
film.
now from
Yeah,
that.
exactly.
Go watch the movie. Other than, okay, we have movie. Favourite TV series?
Better Call Saul.
Yeah.
100%.
Okay.
Yeah.
That was
I'm
quick.
going still. So.
Favorite song?
Oh, that's a hard one to nail down. I would say, I'd say Magic Ways by Tatsuro Yamashita. The Japanese influence coming in.
Yes, I have listened to this with you once. Trying to think any other question. Oh, chocolate or ice cream?
Like chocolate bar, or are we talking like
In general.
in general?
Anytime, any type.
Praline chocolate.
Oh.
Lovely.
Yeah, man.
Best stuff.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, you wouldn't think of that. That's just boom.
Have you had the Haagen-Dazs praline and cream?
No.
Oh.
I've been off ice cream for a while.
Oh.
It's bad demon.
Yeah.
It's too easy. You know, it's,
Would you prefer a raccoon or a penguin?
well, I have to represent the raccoons.
Oh,
Yes,
yeah, Eric's
ours
down in the
Raccoons.
Raccoons.
Oh my
yeah.
God.
Oh, for all our viewers who don't know, yes, we never mentioned this.
We should have led with this.
Yeah, but
This is Adam from Eric Stan and the Raccoons.
You're welcome.
yeah, you're welcome. We told you we'd bring him on.
Yeah.
Yeah. But no, how like would Eric and the Raccoons be like the main band you're involved in, or do you have your eyes set out on? Do you have your foot in a couple of bands, or?
Mainly just Eric Stan Raccoons. Like, and I have to credit it all to the guys. It's like they brought me in and they were like, look, we'll see how it goes, and still going. And
Where they find you?
Max.
Max found you.
Max, because I knew Max in secondary school.
Oh.
Yeah, and obviously friends with that circle, so it's spread out now.
Yeah.
I actually never knew Eric before we started. The first time I met him was the first practice we did together.
Oh wow.
And it was really scary, but Eric's one of the loveliest guys.
Oh, big time. Yeah.
So welcoming, and like, I love him. He's a great guy.
Has there been anything that you learned from Eric that you're like, yes, this guy, he's great?
Honestly,
Doesn't have to be musically.
it might not be. Well, I think Eric's very good at kind of sticking to his beliefs.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I respect that a lot. I
Yeah.
like someone who has got self-discipline, because I'm not that self-disciplined. You know? So I hope to be. So I kind of look up to him in that regard.
Yeah, he's very well rounded, and I feel like one of the things that he spoke about on our podcast was how karate helped him and martial arts. And I know that like before we came on here, we were talking about exercise and like health and wellness, and I do feel like that has an impact in the type of person that you become as an adult. But at the same time, you can start in your 40s and still be happy and healthy.
Yeah.
Like, what's a secret you have to being happy and healthy that's not necessarily exercise related? It's achievable for everybody.
I think the way you interact with people, just be yourself. Because I've been around a lot of people who I necessarily wouldn't like to be around, and I feel like I've had to act a certain way and kind of not express parts of me that are truly me.
Yeah.
So I feel like just sticking to your morals, and kind of, if you don't click with someone, don't try to appease to them. Don't try to please them. Just do what makes you happy.
Yeah, it's like that saying, if you're going to do it begrudgingly, just say no.
Yeah.
Very true.
Yeah. What about you? Do you have any health and wellness tips achievable via all exercise or otherwise?
YouTube videos.
Yeah.
YouTube at home workouts really helped me. That's how I started off, was at home workouts during COVID to get fit. So like that really helped me. Like if I had the motivation to do it at home, I'll definitely have the motivation to do it in the gym.
Yeah.
Sonny.
So I think one thing that would help people in their mental and physical well-being would be get the hell off the phone and figure something else out to do. Not now, because I know you're watching this video and
watch it with people.
watch
Connect.
it with people, you know. So it's, you know.
And if you don't have people, we can be your people.
Bring your stuffed animals.
Yeah.
Do push-ups while you're watching.
If you want.
If you want. If you can't do push-ups, like if you only have one arm, squats.
Any cleaning hacks?
Cleaning hacks?
Yes.
Oh no.
No.
I wouldn't be that great.
Okay, fair enough. I think the only cleaning hack I know is from yourself for the windows and the mirrors. What was it? White vinegar and
water.
White vineger and water.
Great for lime scale as well.
Yeah, well there you go. If you need any cleaning hacks, straight to Dizzy's store.
We spoke deeply about music, and I know it's a huge passion of yours. What else is there about Adam? If we don't find you fiddling at the keyboard?
Playing games.
Playing games?
Big time. Always, since I was a child.
Any particular
genre? First person shooters.
Yeah.
Big one. Yeah. On my YouTube channel, Beg For Me with Ruma. I'll send it on to you, so
we'll link it down below. Yeah, it's good to consider it already subscribed to from us anyway. You know what I mean?
Of course. But I upload Apex Legends.
Yes.
That's my big game now. Playing it like 3 years, and I don't know how I do it, but I have a lot of fun, and I pull off some nasty stuff, a lot of loud moments, you know. Good times with the boys, a lot of screaming. You know,
are you into PlayStation or
PlayStation?
PlayStation, yes.
Big time. I was a 360 kid though.
Yeah.
That was the fucking best. I think 360 made me who I am today. Not only from the games I played, but the people you talk to. Yeah. You get to know some people over the internet, and that's one of the things I love the most about games and kind of social media now. It's like I've known one of my friends since 2013, was in America, and I'm hopefully soon enough, in the next year or two, I might go see him.
Very nice.
It's gonna be great.
He's gonna catfish you for a fact.
No.
Have you live chatted with him?
Oh yeah.
Okay, that's
so all
okay.
the stories check out. The
flags.
Good.
He's one of the funniest guys I've ever met in my life. But I think Call of Duty really shaped me as well. Kind of gave me a little bit of backbone.
Yeah.
Understand how to insult people and
of course,
talk mad trash.
Yeah.
That's my
knock people out.
Yeah.
Shit.
Because like I won't be competitive in my music or in most activities, but when it comes to the games, now that's
different.
That's where the anger comes in.
You need an outlet for aggression.
Yeah. I've tossed a couple of controllers in my time.
Of course, yeah. Broke a few TVs.
Any true gamer.
Yeah, of course.
It's like the commandments you have to pass through.
Yeah, it's like a rite of passage. I mean, you have to get basically cyberbullied for like a couple of years before you can kind of
like you have
do
to
it yourself. You know?
Get thrown in a field. That's a rite of passage also.
What's the funniest insult somebody said to you online, or you've said to somebody online?
Oh God!
Like best
Do we
roast?
need to bleep this out now for YouTube?
See, I'm more constructive.
Oh, okay.
I'm not like proper mad, like super swearing, like stuff you would never want to hear in your life. Like I kind of just break down people from what they've done. And like I've had people just kind of the real nerdy types were like no, not like that, I can't stand them. I can't stand people who won't take accountability for their actions.
True.
And then when I see that, I'm on them straight away. I'm like, shut up.
What is it about Apex?
It's probably the best movement mechanics in any shooter. Also feels incredible. The gunplay, map design, universe, characters, customization, just
Producers, editors,
yeah,
lighting,
just the
textures.
thrill.
Yeah.
Like, because I don't like Battle Royale that much. I played a couple. Everybody played Fortnite. I actually had a little bit of fun when I was playing it with only friends. Otherwise, whatever. But Apex is like, it's like the thrill of the hunt, you know? Every time I'm in a fight, clean up, straight onto the next one. Like, my friend Matt from America, he's from New Jersey.
Yeah.
I've known him about 4 years.
Yeah.
I used to play Destiny 2 with him. That's another shooter. Don't like it anymore. But Apex, I introduced him and I kind of raised him up from the ground. Taught him the tricks of the trade, and he's now like, I've literally only been playing that game with him for like nearly 3 years now, and it's just incredible, like the dynamic between you.
That's a saga.
Yeah. Like it's like your own little adventure, and the way you handle every situation, it's like you start to depend on each other in these little ways that you never would understand if it wasn't in a game.
Where would Adam like to see Adam in 5 years?
Hopefully in the mirror.
I respect soul, so it's a bit hard.
That's a controversial topic.
I think in 5 years' time, definitely living on my own. Well, living either with people, basically out of home.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I would love to be a proficient jazz pianist, I think. And that requires a lot of practice.
Well, you can't have jazz without soul, so you definitely have soul.
I have some soul.
Soul.
It's kind of
Situational.
It's a tough situation, rock in a hard place.
But yeah, I would love to be kind of the same way I am today, kind of still on the journey. I am on a ever long journey to figure out who I am, what I want, but
Longer hair.
I don't know. That's a stylistic decision, but
yeah, that's true.
I think
Just such luscious locks.
Yeah.
Straight down the camera.
You know
now.
what?
Do a
You know what?
flip.
L'Oreal, because he's worth it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sponsors, please come and sponsor this lovely locks.
Yeah.
Is there anything like qualities you have now that in 5 years you think part of it might crop back up, even though you feel like you've put it to bed?
well, I mean, I'm not going to discuss them in detail, but
No, you don't.
I've, of course, like anyone in
Yes.
life, I've had my own mental struggles and,
Yeah.
and issues. Like my upbringing and my current state of living, like I wouldn't say I'm necessarily the happiest
Yeah.
that I am or that I could be.
Yeah.
But definitely I think there's a lot of things I struggle with that I know it's recurred, but I focus on how to improve and how to maintain some sort of positive attitude
Yeah.
towards my
Which is
issues.
not always like an easy thing to do.
No,
so
it's
fair
not.
play.
Of course not. No.
Like we've all experienced struggles, but the way I look at it, I actually have a quote by a philosopher that kind of represents this, and that's why I asked the question, because I saw this today and it was on my mind. No man ever steps in the same river twice, for it is not the same river, and he is not the same man. So even in 5 years, if you encounter the same thing, it's not the same thing, because you're not the
I
same
think about it,
person.
you're not going to be the same person every 5 years. You're going to
Yeah.
be someone different. You're going to be evolving, and situations are going to change, so you're going to adapt to that.
I suppose in regards to that, it's the river is always flowing and the
Yeah.
man is always changing. So no
Yeah.
matter
That's
what,
true.
you're always going to be different, even if you're in the same place at a different time.
So then,
Oh, yeah.
are you ever really figuring out who you are, except figuring out the comfort of
You can only try to be happy.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
You know?
I think, yeah,
You have
finding
to settle
joy.
for less.
Yeah.
That's generally the end goal, isn't it? Just to be happy with life.
Sure.
Yeah.
Look, you might be playing jazz piano in China or something.
Hopefully.
That
Or
would be deadly.
Japan.
Japan, I think I'd start tearing up now if I start thinking about
Yeah,
that, you know.
yeah,
I think that's the dream.
For any of our viewers from Japan, quite a. Do you know? I know you're out there.
Hit
if
me
you,
up.
if you want to have our man Adam over there, play some sexy music, you know.
It's serenade you.
He'll serenade you. We're all about making people's dreams come true. Fantastic. I
Any
wanna go to-
closing statements? Any questions? Anything you'd like to add?
Well, first of all, follow me on Instagram.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right.
Sakura blessings. It's like the flower. The blessings afterwards. YouTube, beg from you, Aruma, in the description because you're not going to be able to spell it.
Absolutely.
But I would say, whatever happens, don't let other people change how you perceive yourself.
Yes. That's a perfect
Respect.
statement. Beautiful.
Respect. That was very good.
Yeah.
And of course, guys, you know us, the Unlucky Charms. We're on Facebook, we're on Twitter, we're on Instagram, we're on TikTok. I'm gonna have to stop naming all these at the end. Links in the description down below. But I do have to say, Adam, thank you so much for coming on to today's episode. Discussion was unbelievable. And if you'd ever like to come on for a part 2 and show our listeners and viewers what you have on the keyboard, I'm sure they'd be more than
we'll
happy.
have to now.
I think we'll have to, yeah.
This is a segue to more of that.
Stay tuned.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So until next time and until Adam's part B, guys, I hope you have a great day and thanks for tuning in. Peace out.
Peace out.
Peace.
Stephen says bye-bye.
Hey guys, it's Adam. Follow me on Instagram at Sakura Blessings to watch more piano stuff. So I'd like to thank the Unlucky Charms for featuring me on their podcast. It was a great honor, and it was lovely to talk and discuss bits of what I'm about and just have some banter. Anyways, as I discuss, I'm a pianist, and I have been for the last 10 years of my life, and I'm still on the journey. But I have a little piece for you, and I might show you some little exercises that I like to do. So let's begin with this piece called Beneath the Mask by Shoji Meguro, composed for the Persona 5 soundtrack. Get comfortable first.